What is going on, everybody? This is Mr. Tony Stark, and today what I have for you is a gameplay commentary. The gameplay is a Cap 40 swarm on the map Standoff using the class Lightweight Fast Hand Scavenger Extreme Conditioning with 2C4. I'm having a lot of fun with that class, and I figured, why not post a quick game of that, because honestly, Black Ops, it can be fun at times, and this is one of the ways that I'm, getting the most out of it. So that's what you're going to be watching in the background. I highly recommend you try out that class and, have a little fun. But today, more importantly, what I want to talk about is staying positive. I've seen a lot recently, and even in the past few months, people have tried to drag me into different drama and just, negative things when it comes to YouTube gaming, just in general. Like, I see a lot in my timeline, people hating on David Vonderhaar and, and just Treyarch and all kinds of things about, how the game sucks and how this sucks and YouTube sucks and everything just sucks and it's all negative. And sometimes I feel myself being dragged into that, and I can even have a negative attitude. And what I want to encourage you guys to do, that if you are watching, creators and content posters on YouTube, and you are sensing negativity from them all the time, what I'm recommending, what I'm suggesting to you, is that you either put it out there to them, respectfully, and say, hey, you're being really negative all the time, or you tend to be focusing on the negatives instead of the positives. And I know that seems like that could come off as rude or presumptuous, but at the same time, negativity breeds negativity, and whenever you are surrounding yourself with negative people, negativity is going to flourish. And if you want to be a positive person and you want to get the most out of the games you're playing and the most out of the content that you're watching, whether it's funny, whether it's serious, whatever it might be, to be positive is ultimately the best way to go about it. And if you can rub off on someone else, or you can get them, someone that has more influence, a YouTuber that has more subs and has a wider fan base, and they can be positive, it can actually change the outlook of the community. We all wonder why Black Ops is so broken by the time it's been out for a month. And it's not the fact that the game is so bad. It's the fact that everyone that has an influence over the game gives an opinion, and then that opinion all of a sudden sticks to the community. It sticks to our mindset, and all of a sudden we just have a negative outlook. And what I'm recommending is that you take a look at how your attitude is coming across, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's in your videos, whether it's in your comments, whatever it might be. If you are portraying a positive attitude and a positive outlook, that's going to affect someone else, and that's going to affect their mood and how they are looking at whatever the situation may be. And so that's really what I want to encourage you today. I know it's something that seems so simple, it seems so easy to do, but in my opinion, I feel like it's very easily forgotten. And I recommend that just if it's one time, every time you make a comment, you just stop and think, okay, how can I put this positively instead of negatively? Because honestly, negativity doesn't help. You can constructively criticize someone without being negative, without being slandering, without portraying a bad attitude. You can do that in a positive way. You can build the person up with their good points or whatever it might be, and you can still constructively criticize the things that you don't like about whatever they're doing, whatever they're talking about, whatever it might be. And ultimately, I'd like to see that more from myself. I'd like to see that more on Twitter. I'd like to see that more in just the gaming community in general. And I know a lot of you are going to say that's never going to happen. The community's too broken. Well, it takes every single person doing their own specific part to be positive. And if you're being positive all the time, then I commend you, and I'd say great job. That's exactly what we need. If we can spread it to everyone else, that would be fantastic. Like I said, this was just a quick gameplay commentary, something that I've been thinking about for the past week or two or so. And I really hope that maybe going into the summer, maybe getting away from this Call of Duty, we can really start an uphill climb in that respect. So yeah, this has been Mr. Tony Stark. If you have any questions or comments, or if you want to tell me that I'm being too negative sometimes, and that's fine with me. You can tell me that, and as long as you can be respectful about it, I'll definitely hear you out. So with that being said, guys, I hope you all have a great week. I look forward to a couple more videos on my channel this coming week. So I'll talk to you then.